The knife's edge of that summer night sliced through me like it had been waiting my whole life to draw blood. I watched Alex dive into the lake, his body cutting the water with the reckless grace of someone who never doubted the world owed him its depths. And in that instant, I knew I'd brought him here to drown us both in what I couldn't say. 25 years of burying secrets under straight-laced laughs and late-night beers. And now, under this endless Michigan sky, the stars were about to spill everything. I'd always been the planner, the one who mapped out road trips on crumpled napkins while Alex's shotgun called the playlist, blasting Springsteen until the truck's speakers rattled. We met freshman year at the University of Michigan, thrown together in a dorm room that smelled like stale pizza and unwashed dreams. He was the golden boy from a suburb outside Detroit, varsity soccer star. Easy grin that disarmed professors and girls alike. The kind of straight guy who high-fived without thinking twice. I was Steven, the quiet psych major with a sketchbook full of faces I'd never dare draw aloud, hiding my truth behind hoodies and half-smiles. We clicked because opposites don't just attract. They collide. He'd drag me to parties where I'd nurse a beer in the corner, watching him charm the room. And I'd pull him into all-night talks about Camus and quantum physics, unraveling his defenses until he admitted he felt lost in his own spotlight. That July, though, everything teetered. Alex had just broken up with Sarah, his on-again, off-again girlfriend of 2 years. She'd caught him staring too long at the bartender's tattooed arms during their anniversary dinner. Nothing happened. He swore, but the accusation hung like smoke. I'm not like that, Steve. He'd vented over whiskey shots at our favorite dive bar, his voice cracking for the first time. What if I'm just broken? I nodded, throat tight, because I'd spent half my life wondering the same about myself. Coming out to my parents at 18 had been a quiet detonation. Mom's tears, Dad's awkward hugs. No fireworks. Just the slow burn of acceptance that left scars anyway. Alex knew. Of course. I told him sophomore year after one too many shots. And he'd clap my shoulder. Said, "You're still you. Man. That's all that matters." But words are cheap when your heart's screaming otherwise. The lake idea hit me like a fever dream. Lake Huron, where we'd camped as kids with his family back when I was the awkward tag-along, stealing glances at his bare chest during cannonballs. "Let's get out of here," I said one humid afternoon, tossing him the keys to my beat-up Ford. No phones. No bullshit. Just us. Like old times. His eyes lit up. That boyish spark I lived for. And he punched my arm. "Hell yeah. But if you hog the tent again, I'm tying you to a tree." We packed light, cooler of IPAs, a battered acoustic guitar, sleeping bags that smelled like pine from last year's failed attempt. As we hit I-75 northbound, windows down, the wind whipping our hair, I felt the lie of normalcy settle like a second skin. This was just bros escaping the grind. Nothing more. The drive blurred into golden hour haze, cornfields giving way to dunes, the lake's vast blue mirroring the sky until you couldn't tell where one ended and the other began. We pulled into the state park as dusk bruised the horizon, claiming a secluded spot by the water's edge. Alex hooped, stripping to his boxers and bolting for the shore before I'd even killed the engine. I laughed, shaking my head, but my pulse hammered as I watched him splash, water sluicing over his tanned skin like it was jealous of the touch. God, the ache. I'd loved him in fragments for years, stolen moments when his hand lingered on my back during a hug, or the way he'd crash on my couch after nightmares, mumbling about his dad's expectations. Straight, I reminded myself. Always straight. By firelight that first night, we grilled hot dogs and swapped stories, the flames dancing shadows across his face. He opened up about Sarah, how she'd accused him of wandering eyes, how it made him question if he even knew what love was. It's like I want to feel something real. You know, not this surface shit. His voice was raw, unguarded, and I wanted to reach across the pit, trace the line of his jaw, tell him I knew exactly that hunger. Instead, I passed him another beer. You'll find it, Alex. When it's right, it'll hit like a freight train. He met my eyes, held them a beat too long, and the air thickened. Crickets chorused. Waves lapped softly. But inside me, a storm brewed. We crashed early, zipping into the tent with the buzz of alcohol humming in our veins. Lying there in the dark, inches apart, I listened to his breathing even out deep, rhythmic, pulling me under like a current. Dreams tangled, his lips on mine, stars exploding overhead, the lake swallowing our screams. I woke sweating, heart pounding, to find him staring at the tent roof, moonlight striping his chest. Can't sleep, I whispered. He turned, silhouette sharp. Yeah, thinking too much. Silence stretched, heavy as the humid air. Then, soft, Steve. What if I told you I've been lying to myself? My breath caught. Was this it? The crack in the dam. But he rolled away, muttering about the heat, and the moment shattered like glass underfoot. Dawn broke sticky and gold, coaxing us out for coffee brewed on a camp stove. We hiked the dunes that morning, sand shifting under boots, the lake a glittering promise below. Alex raced ahead, whooping as he crested a ridge, and I followed, lungs burning, the view stealing my words, endless blue meeting sky, gulls wheeling like punctuation marks. We collapsed at the top, shoulders brushing, and he slung an arm around me casual, bro-like, but his fingers dug in just a fraction too deep. This is what I needed. Man, you always know. I swallowed the lump in my throat, forcing a grin. That's why I'm the smart one. Lunch was PB and JS on the beach, toes buried in cool pebbles, talking about everything and nothing, his job hunt post-grad, my internship at the crisis hotline where voices like mine called in the dark. He listened, really listened, eyes tracing my face like he was memorizing it. Afternoon brought kayaks rented from the park office tandem style. Because why not torture ourselves? Paddles dipped in sync at first, laughter echoing as we veered off course, splashing each other like idiots. But halfway across a quiet cove, the rhythm faltered. Alex went quiet, staring at the water, paddle idle. Remember that time in college? After the game, you pulled me out of that party, said I was spiraling. I nodded, water lapping the hull. You were chugging to forget your folks' divorce. He exhaled sharp. Yeah. And you? You saved me without making it weird. Why do you do that? Steve. Put up with my shit. The question hung, vulnerable, and I gripped the paddle tighter. Because you're worth it. Always have been. His gaze snapped to mine. Intense. Searching. For a heartbeat. The world narrowed to his blue eyes, the sun glinting off sweat on his collarbone. Then a fish jumped, shattering the spell, and we paddled back in silence laced with electricity. Evening crept in with thunderstorms rumbling distant, the sky a bruise of purples and grays. We built the fire higher, rain pattering tentative on the leaves overhead. Alex pulled out the guitar, strumming Dylan covers with that gravelly voice that always twisted something in my gut. Tangled up in blue fitting, I thought, as notes wove through the dusk. I sang harmony, our voices blending rough and true. And when he set it down, his hand brushed mine. Accidental. Intentional. The line blurred. Truth or dare? He said suddenly, eyes gleaming with mischief masking something deeper. My stomach flipped. Dare? He leaned in, breath warm against my ear. Jump in the lake. Naked. Right now. Lightning cracked. illuminating his challenge. Heart slamming. I stood, stripping down without breaking eye contact. Shirt, jeans, boxers pooling at my feet. Rain slicked my skin as I walked to the edge. Dove into the black water, cold shocking the fire from my veins. Surfacing, gasping. I treaded water, the storm now sheeting down. Your turn, I yelled over the roar. He hesitated, then followed, clothes shed in a frenzy, his body arcing graceful into the depths. We swam close, rain mingling with lake, bodies brushing accidental on purpose. Feels alive, doesn't it? He shouted, laughing wild. But his eyes said more: hunger, fear, a mirror to my own. We hauled out, shivering, toweling off by the fire's glow, steam rising like ghosts. Wrapped in blankets, we sat knee to knee, the air charged. Steve, he started, voice low. That night in college, when you told me you were gay, I didn't just accept it. It scared me. My chest tightened. Scared you how? He looked away, jaw working. Because it made me see things in myself, things I wasn't ready for. Thunder rolled, and in that peal, the dam cracked wider. The rain eased to a drizzle, stars piercing the clouds like hesitant confessions. We retreated to the tent, sleeping bags unzipped and side by side for warmth. The air thick with unspoken. His leg pressed against mine, heat seeping through, and I didn't pull away. Sleep evaded, my mind replaying every glance, every touch. Around midnight, he shifted, arm draping over my waist, drunk on exhaustion. We're testing waters. Alex, I murmured. Yeah. His voice was sleep rough. Close. I'm glad we're here. A pause. Then his fingers tightened. Me too. More than you know. The stars outside wheeled on, witnesses to the unraveling. And as his breath synced with mine, I wondered if this was the change, the one that would rewrite us both. Day 2 dawned clearer. The lake a mirror to the sky's apology. But the undercurrent from last night lingered like fog on the water. We broke camp slow, nursing coffee and avoiding eyes that said too much. Alex was quieter, fiddling with the guitar strings instead of strumming, his usual banter replaced by thoughtful silences. I caught him watching me as I packed the cooler, quick glances that bolted away when spotted, leaving heat in their wake. Ready for the road? I asked, forcing lightness. He nodded, slinging his bag over one shoulder. Yeah, but let's make a detour. That old lighthouse down the shore, remember? How could I forget? The one we'd snuck into as teens, spray painting our initials on the rusted railing, hearts pounding from more than mischief. The drive hugged the coastline, windows cracked to let in the salt-tinged breeze. Springsteen crooning low about thunder roads. We talked surface stuff, his interview next week at the auto plant. My dread of another holiday alone, but under it. Tension hummed like a live wire. At the lighthouse, weeds choked the path, the tower leaning like a drunk against the dunes. We climbed the spiral stairs, hand on rusted rail, echoes of our footsteps amplifying the isolation. From the top, the view stole breath, Lake Huron stretching infinite, freighters dotting the horizon like toys. Alex leaned on the parapet, wind tousling his hair. Feels like the edge of the world up here. I stood beside him, close enough to feel his warmth. Or the beginning. Our eyes met, and this time, neither looked away. Descent was slower, charged, his hand brushing mine on the stairs, deliberate now. A spark jumping skin to skin. Back at the truck, rain from yesterday still beating the hood. He turned to me abrupt. Steve, last night, in the tent, I didn't mean to. You didn't do anything wrong. I cut in, heart hammering. But if you did, I'd want you to. The words hung, bold and terrifying. The first crack in my armor. His face shifted shock. Then something softer. Yearning. Fuck. He breathed, raking a hand through his hair. I've been fighting this for months. Since Sarah. Since always. Maybe. Before I could process. He closed the gap, lips crashing into mine, tentative. Then fierce. Tasting of salt and unspoken years. The kiss ignited everything, a dam burst. Hands roaming urgent over damp shirts. Backs against the truck's warm metal. It was messy. Desperate. Teeth clashing in the rush. His stubble scraping my jaw like sandpaper on silk. Alex. I gasped, pulling back just enough to search his eyes, blue storms swirling with doubt and desire. Is this real? He nodded, forehead to mine, breath ragged. Scary as hell. But yeah, real. We broke apart at a distant car horn. Reality intruding like cold water. But the shift was seismic. Driving back, his hand rested on my thigh, thumb tracing lazy circles. A silent vow amid the hum of tires on asphalt. Home hit like a hangover, Ann Arbor's familiar sprawl. But everything skewed. We crashed at my apartment. The one with the sagging couch and posters peeling at the edges. No words needed. Clothes shed in the hallway. Bodies colliding on the bed in a tangle of limbs and low moans. He was hesitant at first, exploring like uncharted territory, fingers tentative on my hips. Lips mapping collarbone to navel. Tell me what you like. He murmured, voice husky. And I did, guiding him with whispers and gasps. The vulnerability flipping power in waves. When he finally pressed inside, slow and shuddering, it was revelation, eyes locked, breaths mingling, the world narrowing to sweat-slick skin and the rhythm of us. Afterward, tangled in sheets, his head on my chest, he traced patterns on my stomach. This changes shit, doesn't it? I kissed his temple. Only if we let it. But change isn't linear. It's a storm. Next morning, sunlight slanting through blinds. He bolted up, eyes wide with dawn's regret. Steve. What the fuck did we do? Panic laced his words. Not anger, but fear raw as an open wound. I sat up, sheets pooling, reaching for him. We felt something true. That's not a mistake. He paced, naked and agitated, raking hands through hair. I'm straight, man. Or I thought I was. What if this ruins us? My family. They'd never. The words died, but the weight crushed. I knew that terror, the closet's echo, the world's judgment waiting to pounce. Hey, I said soft, standing to pull him close. We don't have to label it. Just be here with me. He sagged into the embrace, tension bleeding out, but the seed of doubt took root. Days blurred into a fragile normalcy, work pulling us apart. But texts bridging the gap, memes laced with innuendo. Late calls where his voice dropped low, recounting dreams that mirrored mine. We met for runs in the Arboretum, bodies sinking in stride. Stolen kisses behind oaks when no one watched. But cracks spiderwebbed. At a bar with mutual friends. He flinched when I slung an arm around his shoulder, casual for us. But his eyes darted, scanning for stares. Relax, I whispered. But the flinch lingered. A ghost between us. Then his mom called, gushing about setting him up with her colleague's daughter. And he laughed it off. But later, over pizza on my floor, he confessed. It feels like lying. To them. To me. The real fracture came mid-August. Heat waves smothering the city like guilt. We'd planned a low-key night movie. Takeout, but he showed with red-rimmed eyes. Bottle of Jack in hand. Sarah texted. Wants to talk. Says she misses me. My stomach nodded. And he slumped on the couch, head in hands. I told her about us. Kind of. She flipped, called me confused. A phase. Now she's telling everyone. The words landed like punches. Betrayal. No. Just the world's sharp edges cutting in. Fuck her. I said. Fierce. This isn't confusion. Alex. It's you. But doubt festered. He drank heavy. Words slurring into what-ifs. What if I'm just experimenting? Ruining our friendship for a curiosity. Anger flared hot. Curiosity. That's what you think this is. I stood. Voice breaking. I've loved you for years. Not as a bro. As everything. He recoiled. The Jack bottle clinking to the floor. Love. Steve. That's heavy. Silence stretched. Toxic. Until he grabbed his keys. I need air. The door slammed. Echo mocking. And I sank to the carpet. Tears hot and unbidden. Hours ticked midnight. 1 a.m. Phone silent. Panic clawed. I pictured him driving reckless. Or worse. At Sarah's. Unraveling us further. Dawn crept gray when the lock turned. He stood there. Disheveled. Eyes haunted. Walked all night. Thinking. I waited. Breath held. You're right. It's not curiosity. It's terrifying because it's real. And I don't want to lose it. Lose you. Relief crashed. Pulling him down beside me. Kisses salty with tears. Bodies reaffirming what words fumbled. But storms don't scatter with one gust. His family dinner loomed, Labor Day barbecue. Expectations thick as grill smoke. Come with. He said, tentative. Hands squeezing mine under the table at our diner haunt. As my friend. But more. If it feels right. Heart swelling. I agreed. Nerves electric. The drive to his parents' suburban rancher was tense. Classic rock buffer. His mom hugged me fierce, Stephen. It's been ages. Dad clapped my back. Oblivious. Alex's sister teased about his mystery glow. And under the picnic table. His foot hooked mine. Anchor in the chaos. Evening waned. Stars pricking the sky. And as we helped clean, his dad pulled him aside, low voices. Then Alex's face paling. Overheard Sarah's dad talking. About us. The air sucked out. Dad's words. Disappointment veiled as concern. Son. Figure it out before you hurt people. The fallout hit the road home. Alex white-knuckled on the wheel. Silence deafening. He knows. Or suspects. I touched his arm. And he said, be careful. Like I'm diseased. Rage simmered for him. The boy who'd never been anything but perfect. You're not. You're brave as hell. He pulled over abrupt. Tires crunching gravel. And turned to me. Eyes fierce. Then let's own it. No more hiding. The kiss there. Roadside under sodium lights. Was defiant, claiming space in a world that shrinks it. Back at mine. We made love slow. Deliberate. Mapping each scar and sigh. Whispering promises into skin. September brought crisp edges, leaves turning. Routines hardening. We navigated public, hands brushing in coffee lines. But no PDAs. Not yet. Internally. Though. We bloomed nights cooking disasters that ended in laughter. Mornings tangled lazy. He started therapy. Unpacking the straitjacket of expectations. And I held space. Witnessing his unraveling into wholeness. One weekend. We returned to the lake, not for escape. But reclamation. Under those same stars. Fire crackling. He strummed the guitar soft. This song's for us. He said. Original chords weaving our story, confusion to clarity. Fear to fire. As notes faded. He set it down. Pulling me close. I love you. Steve. Not as a friend. As my everything. Tears pricked. I echoed it back. The words a key turning locks I'd long forgotten. Yet Kitch Tin peeked unbidden. Halloween party at a mutual's loft, costumes masking nerves. Alex as a pirate. Me his reluctant mate. The irony biting. Booze flowed. And Sarah cornered us in the kitchen. Eyes venom. This your little experiment. Alex. Pathetic. He stiffened. But I stepped forward. Back off. It's none of your business. She laughed bitter. Oh. It is when he's straight and you're. Whatever. The room hushed. Stares pinning. Alex's hand found mine. Public. Bold. I'm bi. Sarah. And this is real. Get over it. The declaration hung. Electric. Cheers mixed with whispers. But we walked out heads high. Adrenaline surging. In the alley. Rain slick. He kissed me fierce. That felt good. Freedom's taste sharp. Sweet. Winter crept. Snow blanketing doubts. Holidays split Ushy's family tentative. Probing with sidelong glances. Mine welcoming. Mom's pie a bomb. New Year's. We rang in at the lake house I'd rented. Just us. Fireworks over water. His arms around me from behind. To changes. He toasted. Champagne bubbling. To us. The year turned. And so did we deeper. Sure. Spring thawed the last resistances. He landed the job. Came out to his team over beers, nerves jangling. But applause followed. I published a piece in the campus lit mag. Our story veiled in fiction. Catharsis ink-stained. Summer circled back. Anniversary of that night. We drove to the lake. Tent pitched under stars that remembered. Lying entwined. His whisper, you changed everything. Steve. Made me whole. I traced his lips. We did it together. Dawn broke. Lake whispering approval. And in that light, love wasn't just survival, it was sacrament. Human and holy. But wholeness isn't absence of storm. It's dancing in the rain. Fall after our lake return. Alex's confidence waxed. But shadows lingered nights. He'd wake thrashing from dreams of rejection. His dad's disappointed eyes morphing monstrous. I'd hold him then. Murmuring anchors, you're enough. Always. Therapy helped. Peeling layers of toxic masculinity he'd worn like chainmail. But progress jagged 2 steps forward. 1 slide back. One October evening. Post-run flush. He collapsed on the couch. Head in lap. Read this. He shoved his phone, a group chat with old soccer buddies. Sarah's poison dripping emojis mocking. Alex gone rainbow. LMAO. My blood boiled. Block them. He shook his head. They're my history. Can't erase. But hurt etched deep. And that night, intimacy faltered, his touch hesitant. Mind elsewhere. Sorry. He muttered. Rolling away. Not tonight. Rejection stung. But I swallowed it. Knowing pain's echo. We pivoted, a weekend in Chicago. Urban escape from Ann Arbor's fishbowl. Train rattling north. His head on my shoulder. City lights blurring romantic. The loop buzz a deep dish at Pequot's. Hands intertwined under the table defiant. At a queer bar in Boys Town. Rainbow flags fluttering. He ordered us shots. Nerves electric. To owning it. Dancing followed. Bodies close amid pulsing bass. His laughter free. Unburdened. A stranger flirted bold tall. Tattooed in, Alex tensed. But grinned instead. Arm possessive around my waist. Taken. The validation lit him. Back at the hotel. Lovemaking urgent. Reclaiming space. Yet gay and twisted homeward. Dad called mid-commute. Voice gruff. Heard from your sister. You and Alex. Serious. Alex froze beside me in bed. Speaker on. Yeah. Dad. Serious. Pause heavy. Proud of you. Son. For being honest. Click. Tears welled release after years of performance. But joy's high crashed low, my own internship boss. Conservative shrink with a Bible on desk. Pulled me aside. Rumor mills churning. Stephen. Keep personal separate from professional. Code 4. Hide or hinder. I vented to Alex over stir-fry. Chopsticks clattering. Like we're contagious. He cupped my face. Screw that. We're pioneers. His fire reignited mine. I confronted the boss next day, my life is my life, and walked out unscathed. Promotion pending. November brought Thanksgiving as families rancher strung with lights. Tension simmering under turkey gravy. Sister grilled playful so. Stephen's the one keeping you smiling. Mom smiled tight. Dad nodded approving. But uncle. Free beers in. Slurred. Boys like that. Confusing for kids. Alex's fork clattered. Uncle Ray. It's 2025. Love's love. Table froze. I squeezed his knee under cloth. Ray grumbled. But Dad chimed, he's right. End of. The shift subtle. Seismic eased the air. Post-meal walk. Leaves crunching. Alex exhaled. That was for us. I kissed him soft. Hero. Winter gripped fierce. Snowdrifts burying paths. Mirroring internal chills. Alex's job ramped overtime, welding frames. Home late smelling of metal and exhaustion. Intimacy waned to pecks and promises. Frustration building. One blizzard night. Power out. Candles flickering. I pushed. We need this. Us. He sighed. Weary. I know. But. Pressure. Like I'm failing you. Heart a clove's weight. You're not. Talk to me. Floodgates, fears of fading spark. By erasure whispers from online trolls. We stripped bare not clothes. But souls vowing check-ins. Date nights amid chaos. Rekindled over mulled wine. Slow dances in the living room. His hands rediscovering curves and hollows. Holiday markets twinkled booth after booth of ornaments. His arm looped mine casual. A vendor cooed. Cute couple. Alex beamed. Thanks. Progress pulsed. But drama detonated New Year's Eve, party at friends. Countdown looming. Sarah crashed uninvited. Drunk and desperate. Clinging to Alex's arm. Missed you. This phase over. Crowd hushed. My fists clenched. He peeled her off gentle but firm. No. Sarah. Over for good. Move on. She whirled on me. You turned him. Chaos erupted shoves. Shouts until bouncer-style friend intervened. Outside. Snow swirling. Alex pulled me close. I'm sorry. She's poison. I nodded. But seed of insecurity sprouted. Was I the villain in her narrative? His kiss dispelled it. Fierce under street lamps. You're my truth. Spring equinox brought renewal cherry blossoms dusting sidewalks. Our one-year lakeversary. We drove north again. Tent upgraded to cabin. Stocked with wine and whispers. By fire. He knelt. Ring simple silver band etched with stars. Marry me. Not tomorrow. But when world's ready. Partners. Always. Tears blurred. Yes tumbled out. Sealing with salt-lipped kiss. Night deepened. Bodies entwining reverent. Stars winking approval. Summer scorched back. But we'd forged steel out and proud. Hands held in diners. Rainbows on sleeves. His team toasted our engagement at a bra house. My colleagues threw a potluck. Toasts laced loving. Family blended as parents hosting joint barbecue. My mom teaching his dad pie crust. Under that Michigan sky. Lake lapping. We stood arm in arm. Toasting futures. Change. It had. From straight lines to curved horizons. Friendship to forever. And in every glance. Touch. The human spark, love defies. Endures. Transforms. Post-engagement glow faded into wedding world dates debated. Venues scouted amid budgets tight. Alex's job stabilized. But mine teetered. Hotline funding cuts loomed. Shifts slashed. Stress simmered. Nights. I'd pace. Phone glued to ear for crisis calls bleeding into hours. Another suicide attempt. He'd ask. Worry etching brows. I'd nod. Drained. They sound like me at 18. Empathy bridged. But resentment crept his steady 9 to 5 versus my emotional minefield. One July Eve. Argument ignited over forgotten anniversary dinner. You live in their heads. Steve. What about us? His shout echoed off kitchen tiles. I fired back. This is ushulping people like we needed. Doors slam. Couch exile. Dawn reconciliation tear-streaked. Apologies woven with deeper talks on balance. External gales howled too. Local news snippet anti-LGBT, bills snaking through Lansing. Sponsors railing, traditional values. Alex fumed over breakfast eggs. They're coming for rights we just claimed. Activism stirred. We joined a rally downtown. Signs aloft, love wins. Chants thrummed. His voice hoarse beside mine. But counter-protesters jeered. One spitting near our feet. Adrenaline crashed home to lovemaking raw. Reclaiming agency in sheets. Yet fear lingered whispers of violence. Friends doxed online. Worth it? I asked. Tracing his bruises from a shove. Every bit. He vowed. I steal. Family fronts fractured further. His Uncle Ray. Post-barbecue faux pas. Emailed tracts Bible verses twisted against us. Alex deleted. But wound reopened. He was my hero once. I held him through sobs. Heroes fall. You rise. My side countered. Cousin's wedding invite arrived. RSVP noting, +1 traditional. Omission stung. I declined. Citing work. But truth burned. Alex confronted via call. Include him or exclude us. Ultimatum landed. Invite rescinded for all. Bridges torched. Pain purified, core allies emerged. Blood be damned. August heat peaked with a road trip, South Smoky Mountains for breathing room. Winding roads. His playlist eclectic now, half Dylan. Half Hosier anthems queer-coded. Cabins nestled creekside. Days hiking mist-shrouded trails. Nights porches stargazing. One twilight. By firefly-lit stream. He unpacked boyhood baggage. First crush on teammate. Buried deep. Knew then. But ran. Vulnerability bared us. I shared my own high school rejection. Closet's isolation. We were always this. I said. Laughter mingled tears. Sex followed tender. Water's murmur symphony. Return thrust us into planning frenzy ceremony lakeside. Intimate. Stars as confetti. But sabotage slithered, Sarah. Bitter ghost. Posted venom online fabricated tales of Alex's coercion. Shares snowballed. His work inbox flooded complaints. HR meeting loomed. He prepped solo. Shoulders squared. Truth's my shield. Outcome. Warning. Probation unfair lash. Rage united us. Lawyer consulted pro bono via hotline network. Lawsuit whispered. But he waved off, high road. We win by living. Fall foliage framed resilience leaves aflame. Mirroring spirits. Therapy tandem now. Unpacking binaries, his bifluidity. My gay anchor. Labels limit. He mused post-session. But they liberate too. I countered. Balance struck. Dates intentional picnics. Poetry slams where he recited originals. Voice trembling brave. Pride Month echo in October vigil. Candles for lost queer youth. Our hands linked in circle. A teen approached post. You too give hope. Alex teared. Later. That's the point. November chill nipped. But warmth built holiday cards co-signed. The Thompsons, placeholder thrilling. His parents hosted early feast. Ray absent. Table lighter. Dad's toast, to family. However it grows. Cheers clink genuine. My mom arrived. Hugs enveloping, my boys. Snow first fell that week. Blanketing sins. We shoveled driveways side by side. Breaths clouding laughs. December dashed merry tree trimming to Carol's queer remixed. Ornaments etched, Lake 24. Gift exchange intimate, he. Leather journal for my sketches. I. Star map of our first night. New Year's Eve. Friends gathering sans drama countdown kisses public. Cheers enveloping. Fireworks burst. But ours internal, quiet vow renewed. Winter waned. Spring stirring venue booked. Lakeshore Pavilion under permit. Invites sealed with wax stars. Sent to chosen few. Rehearsal, nerves joked over. Don't trip into the water. But undercurrents tugged his probation lifted. Vindication sweet. My job secured grant. Stability blooming. Summer solstice neared. Anniversary eve. Cabin again. Ritual. By lake. Under canopy stellar. He whispered, ready. I nodded. Pulse thunder. Dawn broke on us entwined. Future dawning. Ceremony day, guests sparse but soul deep. Vows exchanged barefoot on sand. Under these stars that saw our beginning. I choose you ending. Rings slid. Kiss sealed crowd hooped. Waves applauded. Reception bonfire. Dances silly to profound. His hand in mine eternal. Years folded forward house bought. Picket fenced queer. Kids. Fostered teens. Guiding mirrors of us. Alex coached soccer inclusive. I wrote book. Stars over Huron. Bestseller bomb. Trials came health scares. Job losses but anchored. We weathered. Under those same stars. Graying now. We'd return. Changed everything. He'd say. For the better. I'd echo. Love's arc, from hook to horizon. Human divine. The proposal's afterglow was just that glow. Fragile as firefly light. July's swelter amplified tempers. A forgotten chore sparked spat. You never listen. Alex yelled. Slamming cabinet. I'm drowning here. I shot back. Voice cracking. Space taken him to garage gym. Meet a balcony staring city lights. Hours later. Reconciliation over ice cream pints. Spoons clinking apologies. We're learning, he said. Licking drip from thumb. Messy. But ours. Bill's shadow lengthened Lansing debates televised. Pundits spewing hate. Rally day dawned gray. We carpooled with allies. Signs equality now. Megaphone chants. But scuffle broke. Protester snatched my placard. Shoving. Alex lunged protective. Fist raised security swarmed. Bruised knuckles. Adrenaline high. We debriefed over diner fries. Scared me. I admitted. Seeing you fight. He squeezed hand. For us. Always. Bond-tempered steel. Uncle Ray's email barrage escalated voicemails ranting abomination. Alex listened once. Face ashen. Then blocked. Lost him. He mourned over whiskey. I pulled close. Grieve. But don't carry. Funeral for the relation. Not man. We attended his sister's wedding instead. Neutral ground. Vows exchanged traditional. But our glances coded promise. Road trip mountains. Asheville's artsy vibe soothed gallery hops. His sketches beside mine on napkins. Creekside cabin. Rain pattering roof. Confessions flowed. First kiss. Teammate. Locker room dare. Freaked. Buried it. His voice trembled. I shared, prom date. Realized mid-dancey it was him I wanted. Laughter cathartic. Night. Lovemaking rain rhythmed. Bodies storm synchronized. Sabotage stung deeper. Sarah's posts viral in circles small, but vicious screenshots to his boss. Unstable employee. HR summons, sterile room. Questions probing. Personal life affects performance. Alex steady, no. It's irrelevant. Probation slapped. Monitoring. Home. He punched wall knuckles bloodied again. They win if we break. I bandaged. Kissed scars, we bend. Stronger. False palette mirrored moods orange fury fading gold. Therapy tag team, by guilt. He named. Like half measure. I challenged, full spectrum. Own it. Homework, date nights, themed queer film fest. His hand in mine dark theater. Vigil October, names red. Candles flickering faces young. Approach, your story. Inspires. Alex's reply, write yours. Thanksgiving thaw, parents' table. Ray no-show. Toast tentative to toasty. Dad's family first encompassing. Mom's pie. My hand under table on his knee anchor. December danced market mittens laced fingers. Vendor darlings delighting. Tree baubles, lake pebble painted. Our spark. Gifts, journal leather-bound. Star chart laminated. Eve's Eve. Snowshoe trek. Confessions crisp, fear losing you to world's weight. Never. Tide. New Year, friends and specters. Midnight merge lips locked. Resolutions whispered, grow together. Spring burgeon blossoms bridal veils. Venue, pavilion. Officiant queer ally. Invites, join our constellation. Rehearsal, laughs over lines. I do practiced pillow soft. Solstice Eve, cabin ritual. Wine warming veins. Lake lap lullaby. His question, forever. Affirmation etched. Ceremony, sun dappled. Guests heartfelt vows, from friends to flames. You light my dark. Rings star forged. Kiss wave crash applauded. Feast firelit. Toast tear-laced. Life post, home hearth. Fosters chaos joyful. Alex Fields. I pens book Huron hearts heals. Storms. Shared sails. Stars. Eternal witnesses. Changed. Utterly. Beautifully. Post-proposal. July's humidity clung like doubt's sweat. Arguments ash settled uneasy. Makeup sex reconciliatory. But morning's coffee bitter with residue. We need rules. I proposed. Stirring sugar. No shutting down. He nodded. Pinkies were childish, yet sacred. Bills advance. TV anchors in tone, protecting children. Code for us. Rally prep, signs sharpened nights. His script steady hand. March, feet pound pavement. Voices unite his beside. Harmony. Shoves shock, elbow to gut. Breath stolen. Alex's roar protective. Arm buried. Aftermath diner, ice on swell. Fries shared. Hero complex. I teased. Love complex. He countered. Kiss ketchup sweet. Raise harangue. Voicemail venom, repent or rot. Delete frenzy. But echo haunted. Childhood idol crumbled. Alex lamented. Gym bag dropped. Embrace long. My shirt damp his tears. Idols crack. You shine. Mountains meander, Blue Ridge vistas vertigo joy. Truck climbing curls. Cabin creek welcome. Fireplace crackle companion. Rain night, thunder rumble. His story spill locker steam. Lips brush accidental. Panic flee. Shame's chain. He sighed. Mine, dance floor light strobe. Dates cologne wrong. I seek shadows. Always you. I confessed. Union urgent. Rain drum on tin. Bodies wave crash. Sarah's smear, notifications buzz hate. Boss call curt. HR inquisition, fluorescent buzz. Questions veiled daggers. Allegations. Alex calm, lies from X. Check references. Verdict probation shadow over desk. Rage vent, wall dent. My flinch. Not you. He soothed. Wrap tight. Us against. Autumn's breath. Leaves carpet crunch. Therapy couch confessions. Fluidity frightens. Bilabel slippery. Roleplay. Mirror affirmations. I am enough. Dates. Film noir queer twist. His whisper plot twists heart. Vigil veil. Dusk chill. Names litany. He was. Knife twist. Boy. 15. Eyes mine out. Scary. Alex Neal. Start small. Find tribe. Gift exchanged. Hope's ember. Feast fold. Table linen crisp. Grace said inclusive. Dad's glance warm. Pie slice generous. Post walk. Stars peak. Hand swing sink. Market merriment. Glove weave fingers. Mold cider spice kiss. Bauble hang. Pebble glint memory. Gifts glow. Journal pages blank promise. Chart points our night. Year turn. Confetti fall. Lips meet. Evolve etched. Blossom burst. Invites ink. Stars align. Rehearsal ripple. Lake edge. Words practice. Laughter buoy. Eve embrace. Wine velvet. Eternal. Day dawn. Petals path. Guests glow vows voice break beauty. Chaos to calm. You. Seal sun. Feast flavor. Dance dusk. Hearth hold. Fosters giggles. Books bind heel. Storm still. Stars steady. Changed. Profoundly. Profoundly good. July haze heavy. Argument air thick cabinet bang reverberates bones. Drowning. I echo. Voice shard. In calls that suck you dry. His face flush. Regret flicker. Space. Balcony rail cold grip. City hum distant roar. Return. Cone melt on tongue sweet apology. Spoon clink rhythm mend. Bill Blair. Screen flicker faces stern. Values venom. Sign stroke. Marker acrid. His love equals love bold curve. March pound. Boots sink thud. Chant throat raw as harmony close. Breath mingle. Elbow jab when knock. Gasp. Alex surge. Back off. Arm shield. Diner debrief. Ice cube melt trickle. Fry crisp salt solace. My night. Lip quirk. You're fool. Forever. Peck quick. Heart steady. Ray rant. Speaker crackle hate. Sodom spit. Block button jab. But ghost linger. Gym bag thud. Collapse shoulder my. Sob soak. Hero to zero. Mumble wet. Zero to hero you. Hold till hiccup cease. Ridge rise. Engine growl upswitch. Vista unfold mist veil. Cabin door squeak. Hearth log snap greet. Rain lash window lash. Story uncoiliker tile slick. Lip graze electric. Bolt shame. Buried alive. Mind floor polish scuff. Music thump. Hand wrong I hunt dark corner. You. Always you. Merge. Thunderclap sink. Skin slip sweat slick. Cry release. Smear sting. Ping alert venom. Boss tone ice. Room sterile beep. Query probe stability. Alex spine steel. X's fiction. Verify. Stamp probation shadow loom. Home fury. Knuckle split red. Wince my. Breathe. Palm press. Together. Leaf fall float. Couch sink soft. Session spill flow scares fixed. Mirror stand. Echo hole. Voice crack then firm. Date dark. Real spin shadow play. Ear nuzzle. Twist with me. Vigil hush. Wick sputter glow. Name roll sob hitch. Gone too soon. Loud approach shuffle. Coming out. Terrifies. Alex squad eye level. One truth at time. We're here. Hug quick. Light pass. Table set gleam. Napkin fold crisp. Prayer weave wide. Dad eye crinkle. Fork scrape plate clink. Stroll night. Gravel crunch. Palm pulse match. Stall spice. Mitten thread lace. Steam cider curl nose. Ornament twirl. stone cool memory warm. Unwrap hush, leather creek fill. Paper map fold fate. Chime midnight, balloon pop burst. Mouth fuse heat. Unfold murmur. Petal path, envelope seal wax drip. Witness our light. Practice shore, wave lick ankle cool. Line trip tongue. Giggle bubble. Cabin hush, vintage tart. Infinite. Bloom day, silk rustle. Circle stand pledge, storm to shelter. You my north. Band slide cool. Press heat. Cheer swell wave roar. Table laden laugh. Twirl twilight hold. Nest nurture, small hand tug. Page turn shared sigh. Gale gust. Anchor hold. Alter all. Grace all. August apex. Plan page flip franticator quote climb. Guest list trim tight. Spat simmer low boil over venue veto. Too rustic. Alex gripe. Map crease. Our start was rough embrace. Compromise. Pavilion polish. Lakeview pristine. Peace packed sealed stir fry sizzle. Chopstick duel and kiss. Legislation lash. Headline scream. Ban benefits. Heart clench. Protest pulse. Bullhorn blare. Foot stomp sink his shout beside. Vein bulge neck. Grab rough. Sign rip tear. Alex tackle block. Yell enough. Cop cordon calm. But pulse race home. Brew bitter. They touch. We fight. Arm link lock. Ray rupture. Letter arrive postmark family. Scripture scrawl condemn. Shred confetti snow. But cut linger. Blood thin. Alex growl. Run route pound pavement. Return sweat sheen. Collapse. Cut free. Lightens. I affirm. Towel dab gentle. Asheville ascent. Gear shift wine. Fog finger trail. Porch swing creek. Banjo distant twang. Poor confession. Crush goal post shadow. Mouth meat fumble. Hide. Throat bob. Mine, bleacher seat hard. Cheer, echo hollow. Glance steel forbidden. Echoed you. Rain rhythm tap. Union undulate. Gasp crescendo cry. Post-viral poison, like tally tick hate. HR Hall echo foot. Query, reputation risk. Alex retort, integrity intact probe past. Paper probation pin. Desk shadow stretch. Rage ripple, bag punch thud. Lip split salt. Heel. Finger trace. Harden. Harvest hue, therapy thread, identity ink by blur gay clear. Exercise, label list burn. Ash air lift. Cinema close, projector hum. Plot pivot queer. Breath hitch shared see us. Memorial mist, flame dance draft. Litany lean, remember remembered. Youth sidle shy. Visible. Valor or void. Alex palm open, valor. Village yours. Nod. Flame feed. Banquet bright, crystal chime. Invocation include. Father fork pause. Smile subtle. Crust flake pie sweet. Lane leaf litter. Step sink whisper. Bazaar bustle, yarn knit hold. Apple caramel stick tongue. Sphere spin, pebble pulse past. Reveal right, binding snap blank. Constellation connect. Noon toll, glitter ground. Seal soft bloom. Trial tide, sand shift. Phrase falter fun. Wave whoosh wash. Lodge low, court pop fizz. Boundless. Matinee magic, I'll advance. Cohort close oath, fracture to forge. You my flame. Circle close. Metal merge. Jubilee join surf song. Board bounty banter. Spin starlight clasp. Haven hum, youth yarn spin. Volume voice verse. Tempest turn. Tether true. Transfigure total. Tender true.